All right, so welcome to the show. We don't know what it's called yet, but we're going to figure out a name. But I'm going to say one thing. My name's Spencer. I'm a photographer, and we're all having a discussion here today about health and wellness. Get past the first couple minutes, we, kind of stumble a little bit. Get past that, and it's great content. But I'll let the rest of them introduce themselves.
I'm Chris Douglas. I'm a videographer, and yeah, it's a little rocky start, but as soon as we got rolling, we got rolling.
Brady, Hester, marketing and advertising. I'm actually really pumped about how the conversation went. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Just, hang in there the first couple minutes. We're getting the feel for it, but it was good stuff.
And I'm Kristen Daschke, and I am a wellness coach and self-care coach. So I'm excited to see how all of these will go. And this particular episode was so much fun to do.
Make sure you guys watch the episode. Let's go.
All the way through.
Oh.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of whatever we're going to call this. We're just going to break down health and wellness, give you some behind the scenes on the marketing and business side of what we're up to these days. So what do you think, guys? You excited to get this started?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we're all kind of have our own lane. So first off, I'm Spencer. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm a photographer. But with everybody having their own niche, I think this is going to be really interesting as far as where this can all go.
Yeah. Chris Douglas, videographer. And essentially, too, this whole idea is that we're all creating content, staying in our lanes of what we're doing. So Spencer and I are on the creative side. Brady's on the marketing. Kristen's on the health and wellness. We're just going to mold this together and give exactly how we think and how we implement what we want to do in the health and wellness space to create this content, market it, and deliver it.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to...
I'm Kristen Daschke, and I am a wellness coach. And, I'd like to say I'm a self-care coach also. Yeah. So I think that's extremely important nowadays, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, we have these conversations all the time behind the scenes, so it's cool for you all watching to actually get a little behind the scenes. And if, you're interested in developing any of these things for yourself, creating content, just getting into the business side of things, so it'll be interesting for everybody watching.
Yeah. I think that takes us to our first part. What is the content we're going to talk about this time?
Going behind the scenes a little bit more, I have a few topics that you might be interested in getting into that are health related. Being that we're filming this right before Christmas, the New Year's is about here.
It's prime time.
So.
Prime season for this.
Prime season. So the resolutioners are coming out, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm curious what you think of New Year's resolutions. Can they work? The value of them, or if, people, should just start before the New Year's, or if it's actually purposeful to start the new year with a new resolution and all of that.
That's a great topic. I would say, with anything, you have to start before you're ready.
Yeah.
Look at us right now.
If you don't want to do it, you probably need to do it. It's that whole if it scares you, run towards it, not away from it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the new year comes with that whole let's create a whole new me.
New year, new me.
But it's do we really stick to it? How long do we stick to it? How long do most people stick with that? So we have to make it more realistic and create baby steps, make it a whole year resolution thing, not just let me go to the gym, get a gym membership, and show up for a month. And then...
Time out. This is our new health and wellness goal for 2021 to keep this going.
Yeah.
Just to give you a full sense of this too, from what you're talking about, that scare, that fear. Yeah. Setting this up and doing this, I am totally not comfortable with doing it. Running an audio recorder and running 2 cameras and not being able to watch it. I'm scared to death right now. So if you're scared to death to go to the gym and hit that treadmill, run towards it.
Yeah, exactly. It's really interesting, the whole new year, new me thing. Mm-hmm. I feel on average, this, isn't exact, but I feel just generally speaking, from what I've seen over time, is people probably only stick to the resolutions for a month. Maybe a little longer than that, maybe a couple extra weeks. But the thing is just like Kristen was saying, baby steps. And if it's changing one thing, Chris is going to be able to piggyback off this as well, because when we were first doing KC Fit Pass, Chris had created and we had like put out this product or this idea, and it was one thing at a time. Change one health thing in your lifestyle and do that for a week or 4 weeks, and then you add another thing on top and you just start stacking. So I think, that's something that is actually more beneficial, but people just go for the home run, I'm going to get fit by spring break thing, or, whatever it is.
Well, and to piggyback off that, we're so used to getting things very instantly. And so a really funny meme that I saw was, your body is not Amazon Prime. It takes more than 2 days to get what you want.
I love that.
Sure.
So,
No, that's perfect. And that's why people quit. It's like you need to set goals and validations to get you there. It's like production, for instance. Like when we make videos, we don't just go out there and shoot stuff and like, all right, let's see what happens. Like we create goals. Like, all right, we need this, this, and this. We're going to set this. Okay, that was great, but let's make it better. And just instantly stacking it, but having that level that you want to achieve go above it every time.
Yeah, and I think it needs to be more well thought out too. I feel like a lot of resolutions, like they think of them the last week of December, and it's like, I mean, you have no plan for this. How are you going to keep this going? So
Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, you're not going to come up with this plan in a day.
No.
I mean, that hits business too. I mean, in the sense that the content that I see fail industry is like, yo, we got to get this fitness video in tomorrow because we failed the planet the last 11 months in 2 weeks, and January 1st is 2 weeks away, so we got to film now. If anybody comes to me with that proposition right now, I'm probably gonna run from you because it just doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
Like if you really want a goal to last a lifetime, why are you planning it in a minute?
Right.
And then if you want it to, manifest in a minute, you're probably not it's not gonna last that long.
Yeah.
It's kind of like business. Like we're all kind of in the business space of how long did it take you to build what you're building, and did you do it instantly or did it take time? You had to go over obstacles, but look how strong the foundation is. It's like that tower video.
yeah, you have to have a solid foundation, whether it's in business, well, in your health, because if you don't have your health, what else do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to make sure it's all there.
All right, with that being
funny.
said, what is the biggest health topic, or like in a sense of content? So we're all content creators, marketers, inspirational health and wellness. Like, what kind of content can we make to inspire people to, stay on that resolution?
So I mean, like, I know what works for me in the past, and I don't know. I'm lucky. I like to go to the gym, so it's a little easier for me. But what motivates me isn't seeing like the big like gym like pumping iron videos. It's more of seeing like the lifestyle and the almost the boring stuff, but like people living the life and some of the things that are like outside of the gym and like the lifestyle of it.
So for me, you say lifestyle. I got roasted on this when we were in KC Fit Pass. Yeah. What does lifestyle mean? So if I'm a videographer, I'm trying to create this lifestyle for people. What in like the videos we shoot for Kristen needs to be that lifestyle edge?
Like, I like to see things like the preparation, like before, you go to the gym, what's the routine? How do you get in that mindset? What do you do as far as...
Yep.
No,
Love
like that's like helpful.
Those
like,
kinds of things.
Everybody was like, all right, lifestyle. What is a lifestyle? So preparation, like all the behind the scenes. Essentially what you're saying is the behind the scenes of going to the gym and being there for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Kind of like production. Like this takes an hour to set up, but it only takes 30 minutes to film.
Exactly.
Somebody like really like that. And then what about for your kind of like lifestyle? What do you see it as?
What do I see it as? I mean, I see it like something like similar to like what Brady was saying, as far as seeing the preparation, because it's like Hard Knocks. Everybody always wants to see what goes on before practice, during practice, after practice, meetings, things like that. But also, I think it's more about the consistency.
I like that.
Yeah, day to day.
Because you can have this lifestyle, but you can show that it looks consistent, but you may not actually live it consistent.
For sure.
So that's also bringing in kind of like the social front. So and I feel like it's easy to tell like nowadays of like who are the people who are consistently doing things and who are not, because well, one, you're going to be able to tell by look at their body.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's clear as day.
People who win are consistent. I mean, Corey G even dropped that on your podcast. I mean, that's the biggest
consistency.
thing. Consistency wins every time.
I mean, that's what he spoke to. He emphasized talking to me there. He doesn't have anything special about him, but he'll outwork people.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to keep up with him 10 years into it. So in the end, he's going to win.
Yeah. So then it's like, what can we do with that, content to really stay consistent, motivate, drive, build? And that's tough. But
it is.
without these conversations, you really can't, until you ask the questions, how are you going to get the answers? And you have to create that awareness, I think. So and it's like, I think the health and wellness people too should ask themselves the questions of what are you looking to change? Your lifestyle, what about your lifestyle are you looking to change? Your health and wellness, what about your health and wellness? Like, they're very broad terms that we like to attach strong emotions to and expectations, and then in the end we're like, I didn't get what I wanted. I wasn't clear on what I wanted.
They didn't have a, that why. They didn't have a specific why as what they were
clear
going
intention. They have that clear intention of like, okay, I'm doing this because of this, and then I have to do this.
I'm glad what do you think about that if we made like intention videos every week? Almost like
okay,
today, I create an intention of health and wellness based. Like, today, my intention is to like drink 32 ounces of water every 4 hours. Just build intentions into longitudinally dropping these videos to inspire people. It just kind of, when you said intention, it fired something.
Yeah, okay, I think I see where you're going with this. So it'd be like creating the intent, like the weekly intention, or of what you want to do for like that day or that week, and then as you're going through that, then you realize, oh, it's just I'm doing it without even thinking about it now.
Yeah.
So like it's just becoming part of your routine. It's becoming a habit. Things like that. I think that's kind of where we were talking about that earlier, like stacking just another thing on top of it, but taking it slower.
Well, man,
It's kind of like going with the video.
That brings me to a good idea too. Like, a lot of times people that that really take love this stuff. People that are in the health and fitness space and are really good at developing brand, they create some type of like catchphrase or like theme with some of the more boring things in the day-to-day, so that it doesn't seem so boring. Like Corey G, going back to him, of course. Lately, he's been just taking his pre-workout scoop and just downing it. So he created a lifestyle around taking a pre-workout where it says it's hashtag to the dome. So
he's always about his.
So that's such a boring thing, just taking a pre-workout, but he made it exciting, and now everybody else is posting it.
Yeah.
So
it's a common thing in the fitness industry too, but nobody, I don't think, ever branded it.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that and you drink the water?
Yeah. So I mean, think of all the products that you have. We could easily create.
I mean, that one where it was like,
To the dome.
Yeah,
the
there you
picture
go.
of you dropping around top.
Not only that, too. I mean,
To the scalp.
I'm almost seeing the longitudinal version of like videos. Today, my intention is to be more flexible. That's a yoga video. Today, my intention is to chase after my dreams. That's a jogging video. Like, almost just like hit all these different pockets, and then that comes to you of like, which one are people looking at you for? Is it nutrition? Is it fitness? Is it yoga? Is it oils? Is it 25% across the board? I mean, that's what I'm really seeking from like the video side. Is like, I love making videos, but I also like making videos that people really get inspired of, and the views are there too.
Yeah.
That's that balance of what I want to create, what people will watch, and when they contrast really well, like a picture, you get a really good image.
Yeah. Now the feedback will be super important.
Yeah.
So there's so many different things you offer, but I mean, what do people really want to see?
I definitely hit that too, like kind of like what we've done or what you've done in the past with like analytics and videos and finding these pockets, because I think in health and wellness it's such a broad term. Like, I kind of like was hitting you guys or you with the lifestyle, but like, what is that pocket inside of health and wellness? Because it was so hard when we were doing FitBats to understand that little pocket.
Yeah.
It's such a broad term.
It's everything, and they're like, you can't. And I'm like, I get what you're saying, but I can't think of a way to pocket this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, it kind of seems like you're more in the health and wellness for like entrepreneurs. Like, has kind of been my impression, because you showcase the entrepreneur side of things as well. So, I mean, that could be a pocket. That's something that comes to mind for me.
That's so ironic, because I did RN Fitness back in the day. And nurses are the most unhealthiest population on the world. I think the second most unhealthiest is entrepreneurs, which I think puts you guys at a tough edge. But then it's, if you can make, like, that's that obstacles and overcoming it. If you can make that work for entrepreneurs, like, you're a freaking magician in this space.
well, and going back to the lifestyle too, and looking at it from a business perspective, systems. Like, when you have a solid lifestyle in place, that's a system to me. And so for me, my system is my healthy lifestyle. So helping other entrepreneurs adopt this kind of lifestyle, I mean, it's only going to help with their performance.
So
yeah, exactly.
That's interesting,
Like their
yeah.
creativity, their thinking, their
Yeah.
health performance, whether they can, lift up all this stuff that we have sitting right
Yeah,
here.
because I forget
Or,
to eat.
Gave me the chills
Or
with
for
that.
instance,
Yeah.
that just really, like, people don't think about that.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a camera guy, I remember one time at some event, or I think maybe it was a game or something I went to, and I'm just like, I'm curious, how are you that big and able to do your job, like, efficiently? But I mean, once again, he found his system. Yes, he wasn't healthy, but he found his system and how to make it work, because I was just like, you got a lot going on right up here. Like, how are you able to work this
Got the
camera and whatnot?
stabilizers, bro.
Like,
Can't
it
move it.
was just, I was just like, I don't know, like how he was holding it, what he was doing, and the angles he was getting. I was just like, man, imagine if you were healthy, how
Yeah, it
much
helps.
easier that would
Yeah.
be. But I was like, it's just different.
So as an entrepreneur, what is the most helpful thing that you found to keep you really like pocketed into health and wellness? Because like me, essentially, I just did a detox, and I feel like my creativity went through the roof. And that's like, my tip would be like detox in a video, like let's do one over detoxing. But I mean, what is your consistency, or that
Consistency.
what is that one thing that you do now that you would share with everybody?
Well, I would say like consistency for sure. The fact that I get myself focused into whatever work I'm doing, that time just goes by so fast. And I
Okay.
forget to eat, for instance, like as an example. And so for me,
Same
yeah, like we need the nutrients to keep working. And so for me to bring in things that I just have to take a little bit of every day, like that's part of my system,
So
my
efficiency.
routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
boom, I've got, at least my foundation of nutrients in my body that I'm solid for the whole day. Like if I forget to eat, lunch and dinner, I'm still solid because I already provided my body with those nutrients. So that's something that I think, like, and I have told this to people for years, and, entrepreneurs are not just anybody. I'm like, there's this one thing that you can do or add to your lifestyle every single day, and it will make all the difference in the world for you and how you feel. So that's the one thing that I would recommend to people. No matter if you're doing a business or not, it's about your health. Ultimately, it's you only have that one body to live in.
That is true. That's Warren Buffett's model. He said, if I were to give you a free car for the rest, you only get this one car for the rest of your life, what would it be? And then his point was like, you just have to take care of it. But then he goes, now you have a body. Make it last for a lifetime.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not a very fun thing to hear, especially, if you've had a past where you're just, you've gone down different paths that maybe you're like, oh my gosh, but it's never too late to change.
yeah,
and
I was
to
hoping
make
you
yourself
I just
yeah.
said that to you in my head.
Oh yeah. Because we've all gone through different things. So it's awakening to what is better for us, I think, and just making those baby steps onto that path.
Now, how do we visualize that to people?
Well, man, I can't. Yeah, I keep thinking systems in my head now and efficiency because, people in the entrepreneurship space, they want the most efficient, like quickest action that gets them the most result. So, I mean, I really feel like, there'd be a way to create almost like templates for people that they can, that they see on a regular basis in their business, so they can relate to it more in the health, world too.
Yeah,
So
It's almost hits doing more of like thinkific content is what that just pulled my brain to. Of
Yeah,
like
online
create
course.
thinkific courses, and then that's like your survey or your accountability template, and then the videos are like your coaching that dives you through it.
yeah,
Almost makes like a directional content of, all right, we're filming headshots, you're talking, here's it. And then almost in the content that you guys would see online would be like pictures of the motivation towards that.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
How would you shoot those pictures?
How would I shoot those pictures? I mean, it'd have to be, obviously like relatable and relatable and motivational at the same time, which is kind of weird.
It's hard.
Because like motivational, you think of like putting basically somebody in a way on a pedestal, but then you have to be relatable, so you can't do the whole pedestal thing. So it's like, it's tough. I mean, I would say definitely, for me, it's just like taking people out into the city. I feel like that's a good way to be relatable and motivational, because it's like the big city feel is the motivation, but the relatability factor is like, oh, I live in a loft down the road too, and you know, I walk to work or my work's across the road, like yours is right here. Different things like that is the relatability factor.
Group thought here. Is the gym necessity as a relatable factor in health and wellness?
No.
I put my vote on no too.
Not necessarily.
No.
It
Now,
could
if
be,
you-
but
it could be because you're spending money every single month to, you know, maybe for people who find it hard to find motivation, they have to spend money to keep themselves accountable. So maybe a gym membership in that sense is, but for you to be healthy and well, like and healthy and everything, no.
I only say that because every time I think of health and wellness, I just think of endless gym posts. Like everybody's like, go to the gym, go to the gym. But it's like very entrepreneurial now in the world. So where is that, that motivational? I like the city and relatability, and then it's like, how can you do fitness but not be in the gym?
There's a lot of people that, you know, with COVID and everything, we've been working from home. We've been working out from home too for a lot of people. So it's, I mean, I've seen where people just grab like gallons of water, like let's work out, and do
or
stuff
like me,
that.
I do 12-ounce curls a lot during quarantine.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you know,
I mean,
that was a really good. Oh, it's a great.
The
pump.
problem
Man,
with
you
that
do
is,
30 of those
though,
a day.
Yeah, you
on
gotta,
each arm.
and you have to drink 30 of those 12-ounce cans in order to get 30 grams of protein. Fun fact. You know, 1 gram per can. So, you know, you gotta.
We may have tested this
You
during.
gotta get 30 of those crispy boys.
it's not the most efficient way to get your protein.
No.
Going back to efficiency, but
Yeah,
No.
but it was a fun one, so
yeah,
at least
true.
it was fun.
Time flies.
It was time consuming when you have nowhere to go, so you know.
For sure. So then, to really wrap this up, what are like the next steps that we need to take? Obviously, placement, but then placement is nothing without visual. So what is that visual from this conversation that we had about efficiency? What is it? Efficiency, kind of all in one, and then what is the other word?
Systems.
Yes, systems, systematic. So what does that look, or what is that? We have like a couple minutes here to wrap this up.
I mean, for me, I feel like I would love to see like regular, like quick snippets on a daily, just so like for people that are busy, we're not asking a lot out of them.
More of like the flicks on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just like quick flicks. Like
It's like a check.
The purposeless content that is directionally purposed somewhere.
Yeah,
Is that, okay.
That
Just
somebody
like a
finds
quick
it
check-in.
relatable in
Yeah,
their own
for
right.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to picture
My
this.
angle, it's already on a consistent basis with her.
Good.
So
But it-
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she's really good about consistently posting that, and then it's like, all right, cool, we get you a lot of content. Please don't use it in one day.
But I think,
but,
from your guys'
yeah.
standpoint
But I mean-
too, like every time you shoot to create that intention of relatable content.
Yeah, and it's always relatable, and it's like, hey, it's you're doing something great, she's doing something great, but it's also like showing like, oh, hey, I can do that too.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's been good.
And what's your?
It's always seasonal too. It's always works with the seasons.
It's, I mean, what's my what? Sorry.
I think I got to slightly roast you here. You just said entrepreneurs get too busy to work out. Your working out, I think, should be more of like reaching out to like, hey, Spencer, Chris, let's shoot more. Sometimes we have to reach out to you, but I mean that's not the same thing too. It's like that's you kind of running towards that area that you're like, oh, I'm too busy. Are you too busy? Like,
It's priorities.
no, for sure.
I mean, for everybody, it's priorities. But like with everything else too, it's like that relationship aspect of it's 50. Well,
No,
100,
exactly.
100
The
kind
roads
of
go
thing.
two ways.
Yeah,
So it's always like,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
But then on the flip side too, it's like we get busy as crap too, and then I'm like, crap, I forgot. And then you're like, I'm busy, and I'm like, I know, we got nothing done.
Yeah. So keeping like I
Yeah.
know for me with my self care, trading time with the massage therapist, like we have to keep both of ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, oh, we can go a couple months. I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I hurt so bad? Well, clearly, we have to make sure that we schedule our time. So that's the biggest thing I think is just like if we're holding somebody else accountable, like you want to check in with them regularly, especially like
For sure.
you've got that system set up where they're not going to get all pissed off if you like
Yeah.
what's going on? What were you doing? You know, if you had a goal set and you're wanting them to hold you accountable to meet it. So
I think it's also the weather. I'm gonna blame partially the weather too, because we don't have as many nice days. So then, like half the time, you're just like, I want to go shoot. It's cold today. It is too cold to do that, Kristen. We'll do that in 3 days when it's a little bit warmer.
sometimes a day.
But I mean, sometimes that has to happen. But I think that's what it is. Like, there's less availability. There's less sunlight. in the wintertime. So I think that might have some.
For sure.
But it is a two-way street.
All
to
right.
conclude.
Let's wrap this up then real quick. So great episode, guys. I really enjoyed that conversation. I know personally, I think I know the content that we're gonna like really be creating this next couple of weeks, next month or so, to really drive that New Year's resolution, keep people inspired, really create that consistency, and also like the flick videos, which I typically don't do, and just watch it manifest what we talked about.
Yeah, with the conversation we had today, it was really interesting on how we talked about, the stereotype of the, New Year's and everybody making their resolutions, whatnot. But I'm excited with the content that we will be creating and we have already created. We kind of already have, it's from the photography side, done the consistency part. So that's been really exciting. It's like, oh, cool, sweet, check mark. All right, doing good so far. So let's keep it going and just creating new things. So.
Yeah, no, I think there's so much potential with this and everything we're going to be doing for Kristen. So I'm excited to get this rolling. And for everybody that watched it all the way till the end, bless you. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Get started on your wellness journey and with your 2021. Oh my goodness.
Thank God we're out of 2020.
Journey by downloading the self-care guide on my website that you can check out below, KristenDaschke.com. So
It's going
Maybe
down.
here, there, I don't know.
we look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful new year.
Catch you next time.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe too, please.